Hello, I have returned to Strange Antiquities. After playing all the way through the entire game, I got ending 7. And I'd like to see if I can get a different ending by going back and reloading an earlier day. I think if we go to day 18, I might be able to get a different ending by going to meet Barton Potter in the crypts instead of going with Eli and doing all this stuff that he wanted to do, which is what I did originally. But let's see if we can pick up where we left off. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. All right, we have to do this again. We've got to go to the castle. And below the library is this room where we find the, I believe that's a shin. We haven't identified it yet, but, well, in this timeline here, but I've identified it after completing the game before. All right, let's get going. Here's Eli. And he's going to say the museum was ransacked. I went looking for my brother. He's nowhere to be found. Right. Because there's this magical, evil casket. They didn't find what they're looking for. I moved the casket and hid it here in one of Strange Antiquities' vaults. Yep, so we've got to go open the vault and get the casket, and then we can decide what to do with it. It's safe for now. We can't leave it here for long. I have more to prepare. I've left instructions. Yep. I believe we have to use these 3 items, or no, this is one of these. This one. Okay, thanks. Oh, right. The instructions are in the drawer. And it's got a check mark because I accidentally discovered this area of the shop before there was actually anything there. So let's go up here. All right, so it's a candle that gives no light. That's this Carrick's candle. An anchor that has never touched the ocean, and a finger but not of flesh. All right, and the finger, I think, is this one here. We haven't identified in this timeline yet, but it's Morgan's gift or something like that. And then I think the other object we need is the shadow anchor, an anchor that's never touched the ocean. A finger but not of flesh. I thought it was... I think it's this one. This one hasn't been identified yet in this playthrough here, in this timeline, but it's a witch finger. Alright, so here's the evil casket. Let's hide it down here for now, I guess. Put this in our archive. And carry on with the day until Barton Potter shows up. The lake's turned black. Yeah, that's a terrible omen. That means that the evil one is on his way. Evil things are afoot. I found this note. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. Okay, thanks, EB. If you want to see my original playthrough of this game, you can check that out. On my YouTube channel, I have a Strange Antiquities playlist. But for this video, I'm just trying to get a different ending. I've discovered the missing piece of the puzzle. Yes, Barton. There's an ancient shrine to the nameless gods at the skull of Blencathra. Okay, I know where that is. It's in the crypts. It seems humanity tried worshipping them once, long ago, before we learned how little they care for us. We must take the casket there. Whatever happens, we must not allow it to be opened. Okay. Alright, so I ignored that in my previous playthrough, and instead I went with Eli, because he's going to show up and say, we have to take care of the casket. Meet me out at the pit. Yeah. And so I went with him, because he's my boss, and I was trusting him. But that, unfortunately, led to the demise of some of the characters in the game. let's go to the crypts. And let's take the casket down here to the bones of Blencathra, or whatever that's called. I meet with Barton Potter at the entrance to the catacombs. Ready? You have the casket? I do. I show him the small black chest, and his hand moves up to rub the side of his eye absent-mindedly. Smaller than I remember. Yeah, he's definitely the one who found it, and that's how he lost his eye, because it started to take over his mind. We begin our descent into the depths, down twisting tunnels and past silent tombs. It is hard going, and we pass the time deep in thought, only speaking when we need to consult the map. Finally, we come to a large cavern. Illuminated by our flickering torches is the giant skull of some long dead beast, huge and terrifying and ominous. Ominous? Ominous? The skull of Blencathra. It is too big to have found its way through the tight tunnels, so it is not clear how it got here, but we don't have time to ponder that now. It soon becomes apparent that our journey has only just begun. The skull marks the entrance to a new system of tunnels, ones that are not marked on our map. We trudge onwards, deeper into the earth, trying not to think about the pressing weight of rock above our heads. Stop. He says it so abruptly that I nearly drop the torch in panic. Then I see it, a terrifying chasm in the path ahead. By some trick of the shadows and with my mind elsewhere, I had come close to stepping out into nothing. This is going to be tricky. At first, I don't see how we can get past this obstacle. The gap is too big to jump, and attempting to traverse it would be too dangerous. Then I remember the items I have with me. Surely there is something I can make use of. Yeah, the Tenebran cloak, probably. It helps you levitate. Which one was the Tenebran cloak? Or Tenebran cloak. I don't know why I say Tenebran, but whatever. Oh no, that's the one that cloaks you in darkness. Okay, what's the one that levitates you? Levitation. The Daedalus link. Okay. Of course. Daedalus flying too close to the sun. Got it. Levitation field. Oh, this is the Daedalus link. I activate the levitation field around us and feel an unsettling sensation as my feet leave the ground. We float slowly across the chasm and my heart beats faster in my chest. It is tempting to race across to the other side and feel solid rock beneath our feet again, but a Daedalus link requires a delicate balancing act and must be used slowly and carefully. We reach the other side with great relief and continue on our way down the narrow corridor. I'm the first one to spot the next obstacle. As we approach a bend in the tunnel, I see a flickering orange light sending shadows dancing across the wall. Peering around the corner, I am confronted by a bright light that my eyes struggle to adjust to. A wall of intense flame fills the passage from floor to ceiling, an impossible bright yellow-orange fire swirling and billowing and roaring in a place where it should not be. I watch, mesmerized for a moment, trying to work out where the fire is coming from before being forced to retreat from the heat. What is it? I explain our hopeless predicament, and as I do, I realize that perhaps it is not so hopeless after all. Perhaps there is a way through. I believe I do have an object that protects against fire and flame. A Cyrene ward made from basilisk scales, a material known to endure intense heat. They can permit the bearer to withstand fire and flame and remain unharmed. And I believe it is this one right here that has a basilisk scale. So let's use it. Safely on the other side of the fire-filled tunnel, the passageway begins to widen and soon it opens out into a vast cavern. Ancient stalagmites reach up towards the delicate stalactites that spear down from the ceiling far above. It is strangely warm, perhaps heated by the same unnatural fire that we have just come through. In its center sits a dark pool. Its black depths are featureless, the flickering torchlight offering no reflection upon its surface. Blencathra's basin. What do we do now? I'm stunned. I thought he knew what he was doing. We begin to explore our surroundings, both of us instinctively staying away from the edge of the imposing dark pool. We scour every corner of the cavern looking for some clue as to how to proceed, but after a lengthy search, we find nothing. My companion is growing impatient. I guess we just throw it in? I'm not so sure about this plan, but before I can react, Barton has grabbed the casket and taken it up to the edge of the water. He pauses, contemplating, when suddenly a shuddering vibration rocks the cavern and knocks us both off our feet. The surface of the pool swirls and churns as 3 terrifying appendages burst out from its depths. They are long and black and spiny, and they stab and scrabble at the rock floor around the Relic hunter. Ah! Barton is stabbed through the abdomen, and a second appendage pierces his chest, killing him instantly. Oh no! In this ending, Barton dies. It all happens so quickly. Before I know it, the spiny appendages have retreated below the surface of the pool once more, carrying Barton's body and the Nalian casket with them, and the black waters return to stillness. I shiver despite the warmth of the cavern and turn and run without looking back. The skull of Blencathra followed the Relic hunter's path. It has been several weeks now, and I still wake sweating and screaming in the night. I cannot sleep without a moonstone guardian at my bedside, and even then it is a turbulent, disturbed sleep. Every night I relive the terror of those moments in the catacombs. Every night I try to rewrite what happened and save Barton. Every night I fail and watch him die again. I am grateful that at least his sacrifice was not in vain. Those who were under the casket spell, including my friend Verona, have been released. They remember nothing from their ordeal, but there seems to be no lingering effects, and Dr. Robertson says they have all made a full recovery. And yet still something feels unresolved. I cannot shake the feeling that whatever took the casket was not the recipient we intended. I push those thoughts from my mind, but at night my resolve is weaker and the fear takes hold. I can only hope that time will help, but something tells me that these wounds will never fully heal. Ending 2, Disturbed Sleep. I am tormented by the memory of Barton Potter's death, but Undermere is safe once more. Alright, in this ending, Eli White is alive and angry that you didn't do as he asked, given how events turned out. Verona Green is alive. She was saved from the casket's power. Rebecca Rose is alive and able to paint again. Barton Potter is deceased, killed by some eldritch entity while trying to give the casket to the nameless gods. Edmund Bishop is alive. He stayed at Gleaston Castle and weathered the storm. Francesca Robertson's alive. She is glad that her patients recovered, but saddened by the one she could not save. Bonnie Robertson is insane. Her thoughts are scattered after I had to slice her with a diverging hook. Audrey Bell is deceased, murdered by her own bloodthirsty followers when the casket was not opened. Yeah, that happened in ending 7 too. Jack Hungerford is insane, and he never recovered after falling into a deep trance. Thaddeus White is alive. Simone Green is alive, and Jupiter is rescued. Alright, well that is a little different from ending 7. I'm not sure how to keep Barton Potter from dying at that point. There must be something else that I had to do earlier in the game, but I don't know what it was. Every decision that you make in this game affects the outcome and the lives of these main characters. And now I can move on to the epilogue, day 19, if I wanted to. But I've already played through the epilogue before, so if you'd like to check that out, you can see that on my channel. Thanks so much for hanging out with me while I played through another ending of Strange Antiquities. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Please leave a like or subscribe if you're so inclined. I especially want to thank my channel members. They help keep this channel going, and I appreciate it so much. I'm a small channel, and I love to play indie games, but a lot of indie games don't get a lot of attention, so my channel remains small. I appreciate all the support I can get, and I appreciate you being here. Have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye.